Hey folks, it's Mike from Profiling Evil, and I joined Darby Fox on News Nation with Ashley Banfield to talk about the police chief who was murdered in Las Vegas. This is a 35-year veteran who retired and was trying to enjoy his life when he was mowed down by two teens in a stolen vehicle. I want you to pay close attention to what's going on here. Most importantly, I'd like you to weigh in on your thoughts about cases like this, and has the pendulum swung so far that we're coddling rather than holding people accountable. Let's watch.
Bring in Mike King now, if I can. Retired homicide detective and investigator. He created the Profiling Evil podcast and YouTube channel. Also want to bring in Darby Fox. She's a child and adolescent family therapist. They both join me live. Mike, I'm going to begin with you. I know you're seasoned. I know you're hardened. I know you've seen it all. But this has to sort of be a new low.
Oh, it really hits you hard, doesn't it, Ashley? And I think the Chief Probst family and the people that served under him, and what a horrible event. But, you know, I think this is really an interesting kind of perfect storm of everything we've seen happen in the last couple of years with defund and de-escalate and all of the treat things a little kinder. We've kind of let things slide a little further. Police officers are afraid to act. And as a result, I believe, and this is a personal belief, but I believe we're seeing that systemically across the country, whether it's malls that are getting flash mobs going in and tearing the place apart, or predators walking down the streets of New York City and punching elderly women in the face. And now there is this lack of empathy, there's a lack of compassion, and there's a vitriol around doing this kind of predatory kind of action.
Unfortunately, I think we see a lot more of this kind of stuff, Ashley, because as Mike was saying, there's a lot of things that have happened over the past, say, 4 years that have contributed. But what we've done as a society is really look for excuses as opposed to solutions and holding people accountable. And I think that if you look at this, it certainly is this notion of social media and posting pictures. I saw one clip that had, I don't know, maybe now it's got several more, but over 11,000 likes. Like, as you said, that makes you sick to your stomach. Who likes something like this? Who would click that? So,
Mike, take a look again at the video. We're not replaying the whole thing. I wanted people to see it so they could really feel the reason why I am this angry and why so many others are this angry. I think if you sanitize it, you may not really feel the full effect of what they're laughing at. But Mike, there's a lot of detail in this video. And as a homicide investigator, I'm hoping that you can tell me what I'm not seeing on my own in terms of tracking these kids in this stolen car.
I think the biggest thing that jumped out at me, Ashley, is number one, this was a stolen vehicle from everything I've been able to read. They were involved in multiple felonies before this, including multiple hit and run accidents. And I believe this car that they're passing right now,
it's playing.
They actually hit. Yeah. And
watch behind. You can see they run into the curb and they've run them off the road.
Exactly. And so you have this already established behavior that they're reckless, they're violent, and they're looking for something, and they're finding a lot of joy in it. And you know what? You can say, hey, it's kids and they got a little carried away. But you know what? When you start saying things like they said, that takes you beyond the level of, hey, a couple of kids that kind of got out of control and said, hey, let's bungee cord jump off of this building.
Yeah, I want to make a really clear distinction there, Ashley. The brain isn't fully developed, but because it's fast developing so they can be great adults and make all these amazing decisions. But every adolescent, especially by age 17, has the ability to know the difference between right and wrong. That's pretty basic. So the piece that pushes them towards risky behavior is a developmental piece saying, I'm looking for novelty-seeking things. I'm looking for the fun stuff, and I don't necessarily get the GABA that says stop and think about it as quickly as I should. It is not non-existent. This is so much further down the road. This is a psychopathic. This is a problem.
Well, there you go. I hope you'll put your comments down below, and I really appreciate all your support of Profiling Evil. Please make sure you're hitting that like and subscribe button and sharing this with all your friends. Hey, and make sure you're watching for my video that's going to be released in a few hours on the Delphi murder case and that bombshell document that was dropped by the defense suggesting that Richard Allen is just a pawn from an odious society that actually committed the murders. Make sure you're tuning into that, and thanks for your support of Profiling Evil. We'll see you all soon at the next crime scene.